Spanish Hutton. His fun is involving Spanish people. And right next to him is Lester, who also likes Spanish, but he likes it in a different way. No, I shouldn't say that. Not in a different way. That's a wrong comment. I don't mean it in the way that you all might think. Well, anyway. Lester, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's clear up that.
I like Spanish woman in song.
Right. Thank you for clearing it up. And after clear it up, you like it in real?
No, I like them in Africa.
You like a lot of... Anyway, speaking of Africa, the West Indies play South Africa in the T20 series later on. But first, let's start talking Test cricket. West Indies would have completed 2 consecutive Test series losses against 2 teams. First, they were trashed, lost all the 3 Test matches against England. They managed to draw with the first Test match thanks to rain. In my opinion, thanks to rain here at the Queen's Park Oval against South Africa. But in the second Test match, it was nothing. They were demoralized, defeated, beaten up, and lost yet again. Let's start with Leicester first. Leicester, West Indies losing against England. Let's talk a little bit about that. And also, of course, losing against South Africa. But you can start with England. Test cricket. Surprised that the West Indies lost?
No, my only surprise is that we have changed a little bit. We have now found ourselves in a position we are able to get 20 wickets consistently. We have been able to do that. There was a time not so long ago we could not get 20 wickets, but the batsmen were performing. Now the batsmen led by Craig Brathwaite, who I have been on this program and repeatedly have been asking for them to drop him. But what happens normally with him, and this last two series, it didn't happen. He would give you a big score and then he flattered to the sea for the rest. These 3 Test matches, he did not score any runs. But what he does consistently is just hold up an end like he's an umpire. He just hold up an end. Or he's a policeman. He just hold you up and nothing happens on his end. And as a result of that, it doesn't affect the younger ones. So he's not a very good example. I have been on this program repeatedly accusing him of running. I haven't seen that within recent times. But he used to run. And now he's not scoring any runs at all.
He's not staying long enough to have to
run. So the West Indies is a strange place, Andre. It's a strange place. We pick men. I was talking to Tino Singh today, and he kind of like crystallized some of my thoughts. We pick men who do well in the Caribbean. We send them out to the Caribbean, and they fail. And then whenever we have a tournament in the Caribbean, we summarily dismiss them. But this is where they score their runs. This is where they impress the selectors. And we just leave them out. Chanderpaul, Casey, and so on, a number of these guys. So it's really sad how our selectors, the think tank, these guys are not thinkers. I think Miles Bascom is now the head of
he's still the director. Andrew Coley is doing all the selection. There's a new format. We should share that. There's a new format. Desmond Haynes has gone. The new format that they appear to want to adopt is where the coach does the selection. That's where they've gone. So the coach is the chief selector now. So Andrew Coley would have selected his team with the help of others, but the coach is now the new chief selector. That's the new format.
Andre, I don't have too much of a problem with that. But because at one time with Simmons and others, the coach didn't have a shoe in. He couldn't decide on anything. Now we give him the whole ship to run. It tells you we have a scrambled brain, we don't have a real policy. This is where the problem is, And this Calypsonian, he sang Fish Rotten from the Head. Very good Calypsonian. He sings a lot of good calypsos. Abdi Butcher. None of you all could get it. Anyway,
who that is.
Not the Baron, the other place, the other guy with Baron who sings just beautiful as Baron.
Aloes?
Alo says that the fish rottens from the head. We knew that from before, but he sang a calypso stating that the fish rottens from the head. And consistently we see the West Indies Cricket Board, they do some stuff that just does not make sense. Now, that does not give the players the right. Now, on the other hand, we are actually playing, when we play against England in Test cricket, and we just played against South Africa, we are actually playing our second or third team. I want people to understand that. And against England, in England, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. England in the Caribbean, we have been able to fight up with England and even beat them in the Caribbean. South Africa, I knew they weren't going to withstand the force from Australia with the pace. And they did not bring all their pace bowlers. So, overall, I am not surprised, but I don't understand I don't understand me. What was I doing in the Oval for the first 2 days? I don't understand. Because I went and suffered. Yes, Andre. I have to like pain. It's just pain. You have to be somebody, you have to be a masochist, actually. So one who inflicts pain on himself to actually go and sit down. And most of the times, Andre, I'm sitting down by myself.
I was going to ask you, what were the people around you saying?
Well, I'm now telling you, most of the times I go there and sit down by myself.
What kind of crowd they had?
Well, things were so bad that they moved everybody from where they were and they put them under the Caribbean stand. Now, if you can imagine under the Caribbean stand.
Not on top, under.
No. There's under the Caribbean stand, and they had 10 persons, 2 security guard and a dog. Yeah, about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Arthur, did you go?
South Africa?
No. Did you go to watch your matches?
No, not at all, Andre. Not at all. My view on this thing, Andre, as I said before, we were due to fail. After having played Australia, we battled and we won in the last test, all right? Everybody beat the chest and say, well, look, we beat Australia, we could beat anybody. But as I always say, we keep picking teams and hoping that the opposition don't play good. And I would just play for in truth. I've seen that years now. So with respect to England now, we've beaten 3-0. 3-0, 3-love. Within 3 days, I think twice, and one day was 4 days, right? Yeah. And that tells you, number one, again, is the selection of the team, which I always talk about. It's good to hear Lester, lambasting the management and thing a little bit, which he did not used to do before. I'm glad he's seeing the light now. Thank you, Lester. Right? The players like Myers, he spoke about this boy, Mr. Chucky, the Captain Bradford.
Craig Bradford.
I remember years ago when they go in the Oval, you want to see that first ball, But once West Indies batted first, you must see that. Whereas at Greenwich and Haynes and them, there's a hook shot or a cover drive for 4 or 6. I remember those days clearly. Anyway, again, team selection, we talk about Hope, we talk about Chase, we talk about Myers, and others they could have picked as well. Years ago, we had Keith Boyce, and the next fellow is Collis King. Fellas in the middle hitting the ball hard. We don't have that kind of setup again at all. Again, we're not selecting the bowlers, but no variation in the bowling, right? This time around with South Africa, you're going with 2 leg spinners.
Left arm spinner.
Left arm orthodox, leg spinner, same thing, leg break, right? Left arm orthodox. You have Brian Charles who bowl off break. He's a batsman as well, he's a good fielder. Mix it. We didn't have a left arm seamer. South Africa had a guy called Berger, mashing up the place, left arm seamer, swinging in and away. Selection is a key. Coaching is a key. You spoke some time ago, Andrea, about the newcomers we have, the greenhorns, and then we have in Hodge, Atanes, who again, boy? Williams.
Yeah, for Mackenzie for
Mackenzie there. Sorry, not Williams, Mackenzie. Mm-hmm. And then we spoke about this boy. I said some time ago, Dice Bradford, his last outing in England, where he played, I think, not too sure if it was Durham, I'm not too sure, Warwickshire thing, right? And, in 8 innings, he make around 30 runs. That is poor. And then come to play now for West Indies. Come on, man. We joking bad. We're not serious. And nobody has spoke about Desmond in his better role would have been helping the batsmen. But he want to be a selector and can't select a team at all. I don't know how to go about these things.
All right, hold on. I want to take a short break. We want to take a short break. When we come back from this break, we'll continue. We're talking cricket. We're talking Test cricket because the West Indies played 5 Test matches within the last 6 weeks, and they lost 4 of the 5. The other one was drawn, and that one there was so much rain, it was unbelievable that they couldn't lose that game although they did, almost did in the end. Take a short break, we'll be back. Welcome back. This is WESN Content Capital, Face of Sports, and we're talking cricket. Lester Casimir and Arthur Hutton with me. Arthur, Lester wanted to make a point, so let's go to him. Lester, I know it was your fault, number point. Yeah. Tell us.
I need to make this point, because when I grew up watching cricket, they had Douglas Sanghu, White. We had a number of good umpires from the Caribbean. We had from Trinidad, Kamabach. Over time, we developed. And there were some dubious decisions that they made. Dubious decision. If you're in Jamaica, Douglas Sanghu eat you up because they come here to see you bat. He would make statements like that, you know. I've seen decisions with Kamabach that I knew they were faulty. I've seen that for myself. Hometown decisions. We have a new phenomenon now, because I looked at some Indian umpires doing the IPL out of India, and I look at them doing games in England. And Andre, they appear to me to sometimes be the best umpires. These guys were transferred to down here. Andre, they made more mistakes than the local guy who I find has been making more mistakes than the lower lows. So we moved away from the local umpires. Let's use the local word, tiffin. Now and to today, yesterday I was watching Sri Lanka and England. And again, one of the top umpires from Australia, he made a mistake, and within 5 minutes, he unmade the mistake by making another mistake, right? He was a test opening bowler. So right through now, we're seeing umpires making a lot. Yes, Paul Rifle, I don't have to call his name. You're seeing a lot of mistakes being made by umpires. And the reason you're able to see that as mistakes, or see those as mistakes, because you have the camera to actually show you where the ball was actually going to go and so on. On the other hand, Joel Wilson, I have found him to be an excellent third umpire. The third umpire. You hear the description, of course, you can follow the accent. You hear the description, you hear this, you hear that, and the ball is likely to do it, and then 100% of the time, the man is actually a judge out. He gives the man out. And so they must be able to find people who are specialists in certain areas. If that is the case, then Joel, based on the amount of mistakes that he has been making, representing us on the international scene while he's out there presiding, it's too many for me. Too many for me. But I am also now seeing the guys who I put at the pinnacle. These guys are making just as many mistakes as Joel. So there's a level playing field. There's just so much a human being actually could make based on how these guys are bowling. And remember, in New Zealand, when West Indies were playing in New Zealand with Holden, the umpires were saying that the balls were passing too fast. They were actually tiffing. That was another story. Holden had to kick down the stump, Holden kicked down the stump, and Croft
charge.
Hit the umpire with the shoulder. So there's a certain level of frustration. But now what you're seeing happening is not tiffing. It is an amount of mistakes that is not acceptable. Really, really big and bad mistakes. And again, too, West Indies suffered against South Africa. This last game, the last game that they played, a lot of very, very close decisions could have gone left or right, and they all went against the West Indies. And the West Indies is not as good a team as South Africa. Let's understand that. But a lot of decisions, you could see the frustration on the West Indians' face, the players, that all of these decisions keep going against us. And when we were actually fielding and we appealed, those decisions won't come in our direction. I thought I needed
umpires
to say that.
Call in particular. I think the idea of umpires call, I think, is too dubious. Meaning that the umpire could get away with a mistake and you can still be out because it becomes umpire call if all the three dots are not aligned and all the red dots, which still is always suspicious to me. Yeah,
but what is happening is that you can see the Silva decision, the last decision, you can see the frustration on his face. The result would have been the same.
Like before, but you don't know, because only 40 runs they lost by in the end.
No. In fact, you're correct, Andre. You're correct.
It's only
You're
40
correct.
runs, and if
You're
they still,
correct.
if Silva had stayed on a little bit longer, you never know.
You're correct. And I'm saying you're correct only because I expected South Africa to give West Indies about 400 runs.
Yeah.
And those guys came back, which is the credit I've given to them at the beginning. They have been able to get real international players, star players, within a reasonable score, and they've been able to get 20 wickets. So I give the West Indies players right now a lot of credit. Bowlers, fieldsmen, but there's something going on with the batsmen.
Right. So I want to put up a picture first of all of Andre Cooley. So we have Andre Cooley. He is the coach. He's the new coach. Well, I say new coach because he was appointed. What are your thoughts? First, if I answer you, Andre Cooley. You wanted Simmons out. You got Simmons out, right? And you agree you wanted Simmons out.
Definitely.
Right. So you got Andre Cooley. You happy?
Of course not.
You see?
Same
You see the grass is always green on the other side.
No, not because.
That's Andre Cooley.
Yeah,
That's the new coach.
Where you from?
Jamaica.
Not because Jamaica change, it's supposed to be better. We want it to be better. We're losing for about 20-something years now, Andre. And this coach, he's not ready still. We need a better coach than that. I keep talking about that. Like I say it again. We want a good batting coach from Australia. Australia, by the way, them just dig in and back. A bowling coach from Pakistan or India. Them fellas that swing the ball, they could spin the ball good. We want that. I say let us have it for 1 year at least. 2 months in every region. You have 6 regions.
You have Jimmy Adams as his assistant.
And next, Jimmy Adams is not supposed to be there neither. And this is really a friend thing going on in truth. You have from the
Jimmy Adams
whole
is the
management
former
team.
director of cricket at
Yeah.
Cricket West Indies.
That was our next mistake, Andre.
And now he leaves
Andre,
that
we
role
have
and becomes
talent.
that coach.
We talked that already. We have talent like dirt in the West Indies. Talent. But at the end of the day, you come to set a bad selection and hoping the opposition play nonsense and you win. And then you beat it just like Australia. You thought you could have beat anybody after. After Australia, when did they train again? When did they train? And the same thing happening right now. We lost to Australia. Our next test cricket might be around December. What are you doing right now? And another thing. They talk about SEALs who played magnificently.
We'll come back.
Right, okay. No, it's just a point I wanted to make.
But hold on.
No problem.
I want to stay on Cooley.
Yeah. He's not ready, Andre. He's not ready for this job.
Andre,
Right?
you know I own a restaurant. Say no.
I don't even know that.
Right. Because I don't.
Right.
Imagine me, I'm a restaurateur. And I want to make barbecue chicken. But I go and collect all the feathers and I make a set of barbecue chicken with the feathers. You cannot make barbecue chicken with barbecue feathers. And what we have consistently is that...
I want to say something, but I can't say that.
No, don't say it.
I cannot say it on here. I want to say something, but I cannot say it. All right, go ahead.
So you cannot make a chicken sandwich with chicken feathers. Consistently, we have the chicken playing in England. We just were playing in England the other day. They're playing in IPL. That's our chicken. Our better players aren't playing here. Our better batsmen not playing here. And even when we get our better batsmen, I just give the example, they make their runs here, they went out, they go to Australia, they go to England. We just came back from England. You have a whole set of guys, Andre, who have never played in England, and after 1 week of landing in England, they will play in England, you expect the best from them. That cannot happen. England is a different kettle of fish. The ball swings. You saw today's cricket, when Sri Lanka went to bat? After 2 balls, a man left alone, a ball wide offside the off stump, Andre. It lick out the off stump. Because you have to be part of it to know that this is likely to happen. You've never seen that ball pitch way outside the off stump and lick out the off stump. You have to know that that's likely to happen. It's not going to happen in the Caribbean. It's not going to happen in Sri Lanka. It's not going to happen in Australia. It might happen in New Zealand. So I'm saying to you, you have to get accustomed or acclimatize. How do you get acclimatized? Well, you need to send your younger players to play in the second team. If they can't get onto the first team for Warwickshire or Kent or whomever, Gloucestershire, they go to the university in England. Well, that ain't going to happen. But get them into the English system. If you want to play against England and compete with England, it's not going to happen. So we have a second string, third string team who does not have the talent as the first team. But our first team players, they're all over the world playing. Our first team batsmen in particular, because our bowlers are actually getting the wickets. So we could stay here and complain all the time, but at the end of the day, you cannot make a chicken sandwich with chicken feathers. And right now, you had the chicken, you take out the feathers, and the chicken, the actual meat gone elsewhere. And so it's Hetmeyer, and it's Puran, and it's Russell, all of these guys. We haven't had them for the longest while. Pollard, and well, we just don't have them. And so we are actually playing against top teams. How do we get around that? Well, there must be some kind of interjection. There must be something, and we don't have the thing right now in terms of money to get our guys to actually want to play, because right now they're organizing the cachet, they're organized and taking care of the family, rightly so. So why all Indians are playing for India in all teams? Why all the Englishmen are playing? All the New Zealanders are playing. So the reason they're playing is because they are being paid to play Test cricket, 50-50 and T20, and that's our problem. Our problem is that we need to get an injection of funds from someplace. And every time we turn around, England getting more money, India getting more money, Australia getting more money. The three of them, they're getting more money than everybody, and they don't really need it. Of course they want it, but they don't need it. We need it, and we cannot get our players. And you will hear the three teams talking about, we really want West Indies to come back and be part of the thing. They're lying, because if they wanted, they would have then put an injection of funds, proper funds, and say, this is what you have to do. Coming back to the question that you asked. First time I've seen this guy, I think this is the first time I've ever seen this guy.
Andrew Kohli, okay.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen him.
Andrew, put him back up.
He looks like he's from Sri Lanka to me.
Josh, put him back up.
He looks like a Sri Lankan.
You find so?
He looks like I thought he was from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Is either he's from Sri Lanka or he's from Trinidad. One
No,
or two. He's certainly not Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Listen to me, Andrew. That fella is either from Sri Lanka or he's from Trinidad. He ain't from no Jamaica. He left here as a little child and went to Jamaica. Has to be. Look at him. He could see he look like a Trinidadian.
Maybe because you went
He look like a cousin or something.
Right.
If you understand,
Don't do trying to be good at.
No, he's a good looking fella.
No, in terms of his performance as a coach.
No. He could turn around. He could turn it around. And this is where the problem is. What are his credentials? Who has he coached before to say, well,
Jamaica.
You know, coach,
West Indies youth teams.
West Indies youth team.
Yeah. And we have Chanda Paul, who's a much qualified and much better coach.
I think he has more qualifications.
Hold on.
Who's that? This one?
Has more in terms of book paper qualifications. This guy has.
Listen to me. I hope you're ready to listen to me. Let's start with Andre. This is rather unfortunate, but it's the truth.
Go ahead.
You have to be intelligent to be a head coach.
Yes.
You have to be intelligent or very intelligent to be a head coach.
Not in the West Indies. Anyway,
sorry. This is the point.
Sorry.
This is the point. So when you see men getting opportunities in football and elsewhere, and or not getting opportunities in football and elsewhere, it's because people know that you're not bright, but you played at the highest level, you played for a long time, and you're good. There's a level that you can coach and be competent at that level. Now, I don't want no Australian to come here and coach me, because at the end of the day, we had a number of Australians come here, Andrea, and what did they do? They all failed.
They didn't pick good people.
I don't understand. So how we would know what's good people?
But man, get reputable people. You have Ricky Ponting, you have others, people good in Australia.
Ricky Ponting?
Yes.
We cannot get money to pay our players.
Well,
we'll get
talk to Ricky
Ponting.
and you'll get somebody for you. Don't tell me that, man. Come on, man. Because you pick something. Just like West Indies team, you pick a team, that's your best team, and you lose. You're picking a jokey team, just like you're picking a jokey coach, and you have this fella, the manager, what's his name again? Lewis from Greendot, and talking about himself.
Ron Lewis?
Yeah. His family was glad when he was appointed a manager, and the country, Greendot is glad.
Nothing wrong with his family
being glad. Yeah, but listen to me now.
I don't see nothing wrong with that part, honestly.
I don't see nothing wrong with that, but listen to me. Up to now in that interview, which I heard on Sportsmax, the man said nothing about helping the team. What tell me about? You managing not losing too many.
Maybe they didn't
can't give
ask
up.
But his job is to move the passports around.
Well, right, no. I don't want that job. No. I eat food.
His family being happy.
I
don't see nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, Andre. Yeah. But team first, oh gosh, try and come with something.
You're not hitting the nail on the head, boy. You're looking for an argument and you're not putting up the argument.
No.
Listen to the argument.
I'm part of the. It's a team effort. I am part of the management.
Listen to the argument that you're supposed to be putting.
Help him! Come on, Lester! Help your fellow!
You can't help me.
Wait, listen to this one. Help your fellow.
You don't know who's Andre Kohli? You tell me I need help.
Lester, help your fellow.
If you want to argue, get the argument.
Lester, yes. Help your fellow red man. Go ahead.
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
Is a red man. It's very rare. It's very rare to say this, but this is a red man that needs help. Go ahead. It's very rare. Very rare.
Let me get serious.
Very
Let me get
rare.
serious.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Have you noticed,
You're talking all the
Andrew,
time.
that almost all of the dubious selections, they're from the Windward Islands?
The what?
From the Windward Islands.
So that's what I'm saying. Whether,
You understand, Andrew? You understand the point I'm making?
No. The point
They are picking their own, regardless of what you say.
Well, right.
So that's what the problem is.
So what?
So the next, if
what?
you move
That's
him,
correct.
if you move
That's
him,
correct.
if you move him,
Move
that's
who?
the point I'm making. If
Move
you
who?
move him,
Move who?
they're
Lewis,
putting another
Lewis. He's talking
They're
about
making
Lewis.
another Windward player. Who is the captain? Who is the coach for the
White
white
ball.
ball?
Yeah.
Who is the captain? I don't know, Andrew. Tell me who it is.
Not intelligent, Sammy.
Who it is, Andrew?
Darren Sammy.
Where you from?
St. Lucia.
Yeah, we
Where-
know
where
that.
that- where-
yeah,
what
but
part
that-
of
Windward Island.
All the
Yeah, but-
time.
yeah,
All
it-
the time.
Yeah, but listen,
And not
what
only
I'm
that,
saying, I'm not doubting that, but the point is, get the right people in the right places. As I said before, if you have 11 Grenadian playing and we winning, I don't have a problem with that. I don't care
But
where you
that's,
come from.
that's
So
not
that is
gonna
irrelevant.
happen.
That is
What-
irrelevant.
The problem we have, Andre,
That is irrelevant.
is
That
that
is not the
people not
problem.
prepared to
You're not-
face life like
no,
caution.
no. We're
All
not
right,
putting
hold,
square
hold,
pegs and
hold,
wrong holes.
Hold
That's the
that.
problem.
Speaking of square pegs, wrong holes, Redmen, we take a short break. We'll be back. All right, people, they are back. They made up. The kiss done made up. Everything is back for the two red men. The kiss took place off camera, so there's no threat of FIFA getting involved in terms of kiss on the lip or anything like that. So they're back. Are you okay, Arthur, now?
I'm jolly good, sir. All the time.
Lester, are you better now? Have you all made up? You think you
Not
all
really,
make up?
not
really,
You all have made up?
Not really.
No.
I'll
Not
leave it
really.
there.
All
leave
right.
it make
All
up,
right.
sir.
I'll leave it
Let's
there,
continue to look. Now, Andre Coley is a coach. Let's look at the captain, Craig Baffin, because I want to go on this point that everybody seems to agree, except the Cricket West Indies, that this man should no longer be the captain. Arthur.
Yeah, I agree because if you listen to them talk to after games, like recently with South Africa, he say if the Rwandan folded, I won the match, and I said, boy, Andre, and and I always expect West Indies when they play under him as well, mainly under him, you'll go to beat people. All you're getting is some outstanding performances from a few in between. We need a team. We need a core man. Like I say, when you're picking this team against England especially, you can't pick these greenhorns
So
against
let's talk a
England.
little bit about him first.
Yeah.
I wanna
No,
stay
just
on
telling
course.
you how he thinks.
But remember, he
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the pitch conditions as well. He doesn't know when to bat, when not to bat. Every time this man went at us, he's saying in because he's afraid to take a chance. He can't read the pitch. So to his advisors.
All right, hold that thought because we want to stay on focus. Let's start, Craig Baffin. I know you said a few things. Anything different now?
Listen, I saw Craig Raffick as an under-19 player, scoring 100 in the Queen's Park Oval. I want to make it very, very clear that Craig Raffick can bat. When you don't know anything about cricket, Craig Raffick can bat. When you do understand what batsmanship is, Craig Baffin does not have a clue what batting is. And I want to explain it so that in the easiest way that people can understand. Right now, I have a car that is automatically driven. It goes into first gear, second gear, third gear. It goes whenever it wants. I'm not going to stop it. But my first few cars, they were standard gear cars. And if you cannot use a standard gear car, coming from my era, you're not good. You're not good. And he does not understand that you have to first be in a park position, you're in the pavilion, then you walk out, so you start the engine, and you move from gear 1 to gear 2, gear 3, gear 4. He never goes into gear 4. He reminds me of Ganga. He never goes into gear 4. He goes into gear 1, gear 2, gear 1, gear 1, gear 1, gear 2, gear 2, gear 2, gear 2, and he might volunteer to go into gear 3. Never into gear 4, which is very, very frustrating for somebody who understands the game. And when you look at Brian Lara, for instance, or you look at Hooper, or you look at the better players, they move from gear 1 to gear 2, gear 3, gear 4. They come back down to gear 2, then they get into the 80s, and they go into gear 3, and or sometimes they go straight from gear 2 to gear 4. It's a deliberate and conscious. It doesn't matter who is bowling or when they're bowling. I would walk I walk around the stump, and I will tell the wicketkeeper, it's me and you all now, you know. and I would move from gear 2 to gear 4. But you have to have practice that. You have to have confidence in yourself. At no point in time am I seeing Braffett moving up the gears.
But what has that to do with his captaincy?
Well, you talk about batting and batsmanship.
Yeah.
Now, if you are forever failing, don't think that you can lead star players. Let me give you an example.
Go ahead.
There was a time when people wanted Ganga to be the captain of the West Indies team. Ganga averages 25.71. All of the players that were playing on that team, 33, 42, 50 something. Nobody listening to you. Nobody listening. In fact, you're not supposed to be on the team. You're not supposed to be on the team. Because in the playground, where I came from in Karanaj Boys government, I came from St. Anthony's. The captain is not picked first. The team is picked first, and then the captain is being picked. And then over time, the captain will either continue to make the coach know that he made the right decision, or you change him. But you cannot have a failing captain. And even though he has more centuries than everybody else, look at the length of time he has been there.
Craig Braffett, you're talking about
Craig Braffett.
Yeah.
So now we are able to get 10 wickets, and then we're able to get another 10. But does that have anything to do with him? Again, chicken sandwich, chicken feathers. We have good enough bowlers.
So who should replace him? Because of time, let's have a look at it. They've been calling for this person to replace him. Joshua De Silva from Trinidad and Tobago. Let's put him up. What are your thoughts? Joshua De Silva. First you, Lester. Do you want Joshua, who's now the vice captain, to become the captain?
Well, I don't know why Joshua is the vice captain to start with.
Because Azari Joseph is not there.
Listen to me, Andrew. Listen to me. I have been looking at the West Indies and or the world of how they have been behaving, right? The way they have been behaving is this. They have a number of good players playing for Trinidad, and they say, you know what? This is somebody who probably we think could probably play for the West Indies. And Jamaica put up somebody. And so you have 6 teams, and all of them looking to see who could jostle to be the captain of the West Indies team. I don't know. I look at him. He went to Mary's College. It tells you that he's supposed to be intelligent. That's one. 2, the same gears thing, he does not bat with in gears. He's boring to look at. But oftentimes, he's making runs. At least he's making runs. And I've noticed within the last few innings, he has been upping the ante a little bit, like somebody talking to him. Because I have been talking for the longest while how boring he has been batting, just like the captain, the Craig Braffett. So he obviously understands the thing about batting, and because he can bat. Now, he has 2 jobs. Craig Braffett has 1 job. 1 job is to bat. He has 2 jobs, which are to bat, to wicket keep, and to make runs. The truth is, he has been very competent as a wicket keeper. He has been very competent. Against all oppositions, England, Australia, South Africa, he has been scoring runs. Braffett has not been scoring runs. So if you want to replace Braffett with him, only because of how I operate as a commentator or as an analyst, I'm always slow to put a Trinidadian unless and until he picks himself. I'm giving you...
If not him, who would you put?
Well, I don't know. You need to put up the others because
no,
again...
I'm asking you off the top of your head.
No, because again, you can go back to Jason Williams, Jason Holder. You can go back. There's nothing wrong with going back to Jason because Jason is one who has been performing when those others not performing. You can do that. You see, especially, we often don't like to accept that we made a mistake. And the mistake could have been rushing Jason Holder into and I was against that when it happened the first time. Now he's a mature person. He can have a proper conversation and so on. But we go back to my pet peeve all the time has been the Bajans feel that only Bajans supposed to be captain of the West Indies team because what they say is that they're the only one who speaks English properly in the Caribbean.
All right. Joshua De Silva.
Not a bad choice, Andre. Again, I always say with respect to captains, you need to be groomed. And we seem not to be grooming anybody. If a man making runs or taking wickets, putting him as captain or vice captain, that kind of thing. But, if you try to understand, I won't have time to talk that now, but the duties of our captain is very technical. It's very important. It's very everything. A lot depends on him. And what I'm saying is with our, for example, our Craig Braffett as captain, we can't set a proper field at all. But I must say this, Andre, before I continue, this is the best I see with West Indies bowlers against when we played against South Africa.
Right.
But we come back to that. But again, getting back to the captaincy stuff, we need to groom captains. We need to have
So
people.
the question is Joshua De Silva. Who, because I heard from Leicester, he suggested Jason Holder.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. I was against it when they appointed Holder and said what he speaks well. And then somebody wrote in the papers that let's say get somebody from UV. Clive Lord was the man that said that. He speaks well, put him as captain. But he's a poor captain. He speaks well, yes, but he don't understand the game. And you need somebody who understands the game. Just like Ganga, as Lester spoke about Ganga, he's looking at his average, and he should have been leading. Cricket is a brain game. And if you have men around you, could bat and make, that's like Clive Lloyd. If you have men around you who could bat and make the runs, you're just using the brain and winning the game for the team. And Ganga had that. At one time I used to say Ganga could have opened with Chris Gayle. I remember that clearly. Ganga have the brain, but they used Sammy instead. And Ganga didn't get selected at all. And again, it would be a nice left-hand, right-hand combination. Although Ganga is kind of slow, but you have a next man like Chris Gayle on the next end, keeping the scoreboard ticking, unlike Craig Braffett. Again, with Craig Braffett, we should have somebody like Myers, left-hand, right-hand combination again. Myers is more aggressive.
We'll come back to the selection. All right, so let's have a look at some of the other players we wanted to highlight. Speaking of bowling, young Shama Joseph, after not having a good series in England, came good against South Africa, Arthur.
Yeah, very good. It's good to see him, getting back some form and doing it. And what had him going good, Andre? What in the favor, the ball was swinging. And prior to that, when he played in the IPL and somewhere else he played, he got a lot of stick. The ball wasn't swinging at all, just coming through straight and hard. People just playing through the line. But this time around, he's cutting them back into the right-hander, swinging them away from the right-hander as well. He bowled very good. And I'm happy for him. Again, as I always say, fast bowlers, they come in pairs.
All right, so
himself and Zeus.
You like to jump things.
It's plenty things to
talk
talk about.
You're a fella like that, you do everything fast.
No.
No, because that's how we come across.
But a great prospect, the partner seals.
Lester, let me ask you this question. His injury proneness. He always seems to be somewhat injured. Big questions have been raised about his fitness. Is that a concern for you?
Yeah, it is a concern for me. It's not a concern for me with him. It's a concern with him, with the Bajan old man,
Kima Roach,
the Trinidad boy who just came back.
Jaden Seals.
All of them. Listen to me. This is a little piece of man, This is a little piece of, no big man, Look at his shoulders. My shoulder's probably bigger than his. He's a little piece of man, but he's strong like a bull. But your muscles could just take so much. And again, we could be prone to overworking him because he's bowling so well. But by the way, Andre, where did he get the wickets?
Guyana.
Where are you from?
Guyana.
Thank you. So we go back again, chicken sandwich. So he did well in Guyana because he's from Guyana. I want to see him, he did well in Australia.
He did.
I want to see him, he went to England, he didn't do so well. He went to India, he didn't do so well. I could accept that because pace is pace. He's young, he's strong, he's tried to bat, he's run a little bit. No, sorry, he's run a lot when he batted. He's run. But he can feel, he's tried his best. Over time, he could be a good man batting at number 8, 9. He's infectious. Look at him. Always smiling. Nice, good-looking little fella. But again, we come back to the physicality of the whole thing, Andre. Human beings will not build to bowl fast. Let me understand that, Andre. Or let me put it another. Let us understand that, Andre. Human beings won't build to bowl fast. Bowling fast is your ankle, your knee, your waist, your hip, your back, your eye, everything. And you mash up yourself. All those muscles tearing all the time. And so you have to be very lucky. Holding, and they were almost always injured, But we had 9. We had 9 persons, and they easily could come and replace them, and they were adequate. And they come back, and it's more pain for people. What we have here now is just about 3 or 4 guys.
All right, so let's have a look at the other name you mentioned, Jaden Seals.
Yeah,
let's look at Jaden Seals. Jaden Seals. All right, first, your thoughts on Jaden Seals.
Jaden Seals, he's a big fella, though. He's a big guy. Again, good looking. Had nothing to do with cricket. But he's strong. Too much of work. And so he gets injured himself. He gets injured. And we can't say he gets injured too fast or too often because that's the nature of the work. That's the nature of the work. If you are working in the zoo and you're working with snakes, one of them bound to bite you.
Doesn't he come across to you as a thinking bowler? Because he always seems to me that he's thinking. He's not that running up on bowling street.
He's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's a smart guy. You can see that he's a smart guy. But again, he's from Trinidad. We don't have durable fast bowlers there. We have never had durable fast bowlers. You get that more in Barbados. It's a different kind of human being in those countries. And if you don't know that, you don't know that. Bishops did not last. Well, don't talk about Tony Gray. He didn't last at all. And those are our two stalwarts. Bernard Julian.
I don't know about Tony Gray being a stalwart, but go
No,
ahead.
no. I mean, the two fast bowlers that we produce, the two fast.
Gabriel.
Oh, God, don't talk about Gabriel.
Gabriel had a much better record in Test cricket.
No, I'm talking about, he's injured all the time, too.
I know, but then, if you had to say stalwarts, it would be Ian Bishop and
No, come on. So call three of them, man. Gray's my partner.
But how much Test cricket do you have?
Huh?
Much Test
Much
cricket?
about 4, you know.
Come on, so I can't put him there.
No, I'm talking about fast bowlers.
And then even if you go that way, Moving Dylan have more Test wickets than him.
But Moving Dylan didn't used to get injured, eh?
Right, so I'm
from Toko, eh?
So when you say stalwarts in terms, the right word, you can't put Tony Gray who plays 2 or 3 Test matches with 5 wickets.
Listen. I'm talking about pace. In terms of pace, Bishop was the fastest bowler we produced. I think it might be Tony Gray. Then you come to Dylan, and then you come to but before Dylan is your boy Gabriel, and so on. But the kind of effort that you have to put out as fast
I
bowlers.
want to disagree with you and say that Gray, I would not put Gray ahead of Shannon Gabriel. You
could be correct.
You could put your friend ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not on friend. I go in on statistics.
No,
on
you're probably
statistics, Gray real low down the ladder. Real low. He's behind Dylan in terms of statistics.
In terms of what? I'm talking about pace. No, I wasn't talking about getting wickets. No.
Well, a man who dead running up and bowling fast and no purpose.
No. We're dealing with the pressure on the body. That's what we're dealing with. That's what I was dealing with.
But
Not the outcome.
Matches for us to ever judge it. He didn't play enough Test cricket for us to ever judge it. Tony Gray.
I suppose.
Because then.
I suppose.
So that's a big. I would put him.
But hold on. But when you look at Tony Gray here now, Tony Gray break up, eh? He break up real bad. And that's the point I am making, that human beings won't build to bowl fast. And so Tony Gray is 6'6". He wasn't able to withstand that kind of pressure. Bishop was not able. See, was about 6'4".
But Bishop at least contributed to.
No, Bishop was a demon. Bishop was the fastest of 50.
Definitely. Let me hear you.
Well, and with respect to
Seals,
yeah. Right, good prospect. As I said, fast bowlers tend to hunt in pairs, and himself and Joseph would do, 2 good opening bowlers in my view. What I like about Jaden, he went to England. He played with County cricket, and he spoke about that. The commentator spoke about that too. And so far, Andre, all the coaches, you hear nobody, batsmen and bowlers, talking about the coach help them. You don't hear that at all, and that is what always bugged me. You know what I mean? You hear, if you listen to India players, they talk about the coaches, they talk about the captains. You hardly hear that in the West Indies. And Seals is what I like about Seals, it was this time around when he played. Well, he got the second most wickets behind Keshav Maharaj. Maharaj got, I think, 12. He got 11, right, at the end of the series. But what I love about him was his lines and lengths. Very, very good. Keeping on the off stump, cutting in and cutting away. And he was on target right through. I watched some batsmen batting and just missing. Because the ball just, just passing just the edge of the bat. But just he couldn't get the wicket. But he did well, and I hope he keep it up. With respect to the training part and these bowlers breaking down, I think that to review again the management. Well, Ronald Rogers, he's there donkey years now, and too much men I find breaking down on them. Yes, he from the army, but you need to get we need to look at that area, because I disagree with Lester when he say men are not supposed to be bowling fast and that kind of stuff. Anybody could do anything. It's how you care your body, because we had this Dennis Wade guy took care of our fast bowlers in his era. So we need to look at that aspect of the cricket as well. I'm so glad Desmond Hines is not there. So too is the other guy, the CEO, Grave. And these are the men you have to look at and get better people. But we continue playing games, and players suffering, the cricket suffering. We spoke about monies. Let's not talk about monies. ICC, given to the team in England getting more. They must get more. Nobody wants to play West Indies, so it's just 1 or 2 tests we get in. So that cricket, you need serious men at the top. Right? I keep saying what goes on in the boardroom must reflect on the field of play. And we've not seen that at all.
All right.
Loss after loss after loss.
So let's quickly put up some prayers of some of the young batsmen. I think we have Alec Altanese, who he still to get a century, but has come close yet again. He had a 92 in the first innings.
Again, Andre, we went there with, again, we picking teams kind of back to front, whereas they're supposed to have a cluster or a cadre of top men, and you have one or two greenhorns in the middle, that kind of thing. And you protecting them. But we went the other way around. We had a set of greenhorns like Altanese, Carty, Hodge, Mackenzie, this fellow Lewis, that kind of, and Jamaica against England, in England, that is madness. You can't be in your right senses picking a team like that to go England with one set of young fellas. You use those guys again, many grooming players, they groom them against more weaker teams. England ranks number what, in the first three, I think. You can't, we rank number 9. You can't do that. No, we play at number 17, which was South Africa. We get a tail cut against still. We are thinking this game properly at the management level.
Lester, Anthony.
Andre, I don't want to fool your viewers, eh? So viewers, let me tell you something. Anytime you hear me say fella is a good player, you know what I'll tell you what that is. He should not be playing Test cricket, right? Antonez right now is a good player. He's a good player. And there'll be a lot of names coming after his name. They're all good players. Good players play for Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada, which is Windward Islands. Good players play for those countries. That's what they do. The very good players play for the West Indies. And unfortunately, Andre, we don't have very good players. Hodge made a good showing.
All right, we have Hodge. Let's look at Hodge, as you mentioned Hodge, because of time. Right, go ahead.
Yeah, Hodge had a good showing in Australia. Very good showing in Australia. But what has happened since?
England.
In Australia. I've gone as far as Australia.
You've gone back to Australia.
I've gone as far as Australia. He had a very good showing then. What has happened since? He showed you that he can bat. Because that is not in question whether these guys can bat. They are good players. What you're looking for is when they
But he would have got his century in England. That's what I'm trying to say. He got his century. He finally got his century in England.
In England. Right. But so he can bat. Yeah. He can bat. He's good. But what you're looking for is that extra little thing.
He's 31 years old, so he's not a young guy.
He probably has gray hair all over his head.
I'm not sure, certain.
Okay.
Trust me.
I was 23.
Yeah. Mackenzie is the guy who's in the 20s, who they dropped recently.
Yeah. So these guys can bat.
Yeah.
But if Brian, for instance, was on the team, he could help them develop. There is nobody to help them develop.
He's from Dominica, for those who don't know.
Yeah. There's nobody to help them develop, Andre. There's nobody to help them. Because anytime they're batting with the captain, it's they have to help the captain.
All right, because of time, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to look at the T20 squad. The T20 squad, remember the West Indies play South Africa now in a T20 series, trying to see if they can have a revenge. That's what the coach, Darren Sammy, still irks him after the West Indies lost in that World Cup elimination game to South Africa. Well, he said this is revenge. Revenge only in his mind. We'll be back.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus, quality you trust, prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
Welcome back, welcome back. This is WESN Content Capital, Face of Sports, and we are talking cricket. Next up, we want to talk about the West Indies selection of the T20 team, gentlemen. So let's have a look at the T20 team that was selected. There you have it. In a short while, you'll be seeing the West Indies team. There it is. Roughman Powell, captain. Roston Chase. Athanaze is in the squad. Johnson Charles, the veteran. Matthew Ford. Sherman Hetmeyer. Fabian Allen. Shai Hope. Akil Hossain. Shamar Joseph. McCoy, Obade McCoy, Gudakish Moti, Nicholas Puran, Sherfane Rutherford, and Romario Shepherd. So Powell, Chase, Alternate Charles, Ford, Hetmeyer, Allen, Hope, Hossain, Joseph, McCoy, Muti, Puran, Rutherford, Romario Shepherd. I want to leave them on the screen, and I want to start with you first, Lester. You like this team or you don't like this team?
It's a good enough team. I just find Robert Powell does not seem to be a thinker, Andre. I don't know. He walks about and he seems to be like in a daze. Oh, Roston Chase is vice captain now. Whoa. Robert Powell does not seem to be capable of thinking out anything, but the players, those players, are very good players. Most of them very good players. I am not an Obama McCoy person anymore. I am not interested in Romario Shepherd. He frustrates me. He left and went to go and see Baby Born. I write him off one time. I'm sorry, those of you who don't agree with me. Johnson Charles, I think Johnson Charles, again, he's from, where he's from again, Andrea?
Rhode Island.
Thank you very much.
St. Lucia to be exact.
Thank you very much.
The
Johnson Charles
of Darren Sammy.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that. So if you have 15 there, I basically have boiled down the team. I have been impressed with Rutherford. I've been impressed with Gutakrish Muti, Sharma Joseph. I didn't want them to play him before. They could probably look at the possibility of bringing him on now. I'd probably not give him all the games. Akil Hossain, well, he's a star boy by himself. Hetmeyer is a star boy. Fabian Allen, I'm very annoyed with Fabian Allen because I think he should be a shoe-in all the time on West Indies teams. So obviously he's doing some stupidness in Jamaica. I don't know what he's doing. I know he's doing some kind of stupidness because he's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. I don't know Matthew Ford to talk about. I see him in the Oval, so I don't know much about him. Antonez, I feel he should probably leave him home. Ralston Chase, when Ralston Chase originally got picked, he was a terrible fieldsman at mid-wicket or cover. He's now taken some good catches, and he bowls well enough, and he's been able to hold up the baton, because the baton sometimes is frail. And I give you my talk on Powell, but if I have to bowl against Powell, it's not going to be a good day for me. Powell is a devastating bowler, so I don't know why they, and Shai Hope, Ravel Powell, the captain. I left out Shai Hope. Shai Hope, to me, Shai Hope, Nicholas Puran, and Ronston Chase, Hetmeyer, they should put a ban on them guys, on those guys. Put a ban on them, Andre. You either play Test cricket or you don't play for the West Indies. That's where I am at now. I'm so frustrated. But overall, I think this team is a good enough team to beat South Africa. It's a good enough team to beat South Africa. My 11 would be.
Atta?
Yeah, let's start with Powell. I think Powell should have been dropped because of that. They say after the World Cup, head's supposed to rule, including his head. No head's to rule at all. And everything went quiet hush up thing, and everybody continue to eat their food and just do what they want. Roston Chase, a good pick, level-headed, steady the ship, all of that 21. Suddenly, Andre, he's a T20 player. Roston Chase, she should have been in this test squad himself, and Shea Hope, you know, and Puran and all should have given at least ask him. You know, Puran should have been there years now. No, Puran have shots all around the carpet, and that would temper his batting. You know, when they play test cricket, you know, you have more time, so that would temper him with respect to you know, when to hit and when not to hit. All right? Right. At an age, you know, I mean, he should have, you know, I don't think he's ready still. You know, anything can happen still. Johnson Charles, a load of experience, and anything can happen with Johnson Charles at this stage. Matthew Ford, not ready for this game as yet too. Shimron at Hetmeyer, iffy, you know, again, I'm saying about him, no shots to the offside, he needs to improve on that. For the last 12 years, I watched Hetmeyer, I can't count on one hand, 5 fingers, how many times he hit a cover drive and get 4 runs. Serious. Fabian Allen, it's good to see him back in the fray. I thought he had a forward to the board because he wasn't hearing about Fabian Allen at all. They prefer this boy, Akil. So it's good to see him back in the fray. Bat's good, he could well field, and he could bowl a decent leg break, just like Akil, right? Sharma Joseph, it would be nice to give him a try and see what sort of pace, you know, he would generate, you know, in this T20 format. Together with Ovid McCoy, and next good opener, he had left arm seamer, which is very good, a nice mixture like that. I would hold back on Moti. Puran would be there. Sheffer Rutherford probably could give him a chance and see. Romario Shepard, who I like a lot. But listening to all this is this guy, Odin Smith. Not seeing or hearing about him at all.
You still want Odin Smith on the team?
Well, I don't know what's going on with him. I say I'm not
well,
hearing about him
the
at
chances
all.
he has got, I think
Right?
he has failed.
And my good friend too, Walsh Jr., you know?
Well,
No, you know, he should have been in the test cricket. I keep saying with Wall Jr., you know, people would be more aggressive with him. Is a T20, you have to get runs quick. Whereas in test cricket, you would get wickets because you don't know which is turning leg break or off break. You know, he'd be very effective. Akil Hossain, a good choice as well. Akil still, he still have it. He bowled bad recently. I saw him in some T10 cricket up in England or somewhere, or in America, I believe. And he bowled pretty well. He got some stick in one of the games, but he came back nicely. I think and that brought them into the final with Pollard, trying to remember the name of the team. Anyhow, but it's not a bad side. Certainly, I would miss there is Small Bravo, again, with the test cricket as well. I miss Small Bravo badly. I'll say Wall Jr., and probably I will give Russell because of the experience that I trained Russell.
No, but Russell took an option not to play.
Okay,
Russell and Jason Holder, those two players asked for time off. So they were not selected. And Azari Joseph is a decision they've taken to rest him because he hasn't looked good.
Yeah, so this game against I haven't seen the South African squad as well.
But I think no change to the World Cup squad. They haven't made much changes. So it's going to be the same strong squad that played in the World Cup.
I think they have some guys coming in.
Yeah, so it should be a strong
because I don't think the captain has played, Babuma.
No, Babuma never played. He don't play the captain, Macron.
Right. The cock coming?
Yes, the cock is coming. Yeah, go ahead. Who you want to pick?
How many games you playing?
Three games.
I hope they don't play Oben McCoy until the last one, if they play him at all, because he getting injured for sure. He'll be injured. And he's no great fieldsman. He can't bat to save his life. And to my mind, he can bowl as well. Romario Shepard, on a good day, he might be able to bowl, but he just gets some dirty slicks all over the place. But if you're on a run chase, Romario Shepard can help you. Shai Hope, one would hope that he's in form, but he hasn't been playing any cricket. We haven't been playing for a while. Akil just came out of the 100 in England. He did extremely well. They won the tournament, did they?
No, he didn't win the tournament.
That little bit of runs they give them, they didn't make it?
No.
Rice Pollard. I want to say something, Andre. And this has nothing to do with cricket and everything to do with cricket. I've been looking at Pollard for the longest while. And if ever there's somebody who's a big brother, his name is Karen Pollard. Everywhere you see Karen Pollard, you're seeing Akil Hossain. He's making sure. He's making sure at the end of the day, and it's not just Pollard, it's a number of them. He's making sure at the end of the day, when he is done, because he's not playing T20 anymore, you know. He ain't playing T20 anymore because the IPL people...
Well, he played CPL.
No, let me explain. I'm explaining it to you people. So he's not playing T20 anymore. But yet still, he's playing now a lot of T20. But he's no longer with the India setup now. This is where he made his name.
He's a coach, yeah.
Yes. And he's now playing in England. He's playing all over the place. And every time you see him, he has his little brother with him. And that started since in Queen's Park, where he has been making sure that Akil Hossain has been taken care of more than anything else. And this, to me, is the hallmark of a good person. And I don't want us to just pass us and you say, well, 20 years from now, listen now. And I'm almost certain, because Pollard knows what to do with money. He knows what to do. He has been the leader in the Caribbean and certainly the leader for the Trinidad and Tobago team in terms of telling them what to do and how to do. If Akil Hossain ends up on the other side, it's because he deliberately wanted to be on the other side, because there was a time he went to Barbados, they won't play him in Barbados. He went to Leeward Islands, they won't play him in Leeward Islands. Pollard said, come. And from since then, like a little duckling on Pollard's back, Pollard's been taking him over the place. I'm letting you all know this because I am admiring Pollard for years now doing that.
I know that
the other person who has done that is Mr. Big Bravo. Mr. Big Bravo held on to Pollard and put him on his back and take him to India. People don't know that. So when you look at what's been happening with these guys, it's not a jealousy situation. It's a situation where these guys have been helping one another. Now, if you're not good, you're not good, eh?
Right. So it leads me to a question that's going to come straight off. The Olympics have decided that come the year 2028, cricket will be there. There will be a T20 team. Cricket West Indies has to have a tournament because clearly the West Indies cannot represent as West Indies in the Olympics. They have to be individual territories. So here comes the
million-dollar question.
Here comes the interesting quantum for the Cricket West Indies.
Yes.
According to the contract that they have with the CPL, they cannot stage another T20 tournament without the permission of the CPL. They must stage it. Otherwise, how can they decide? They can't use the CPL because Trinbago Night Riders is not Trinidad and Tobago.
They have a whole set of people
They have
outside.
foreigners in them.
Foreigners.
So there's a massive conundrum for them to think about. Because people are going to say, logically, we know, and let's be honest, we don't know what will happen in the next 4 years. So maybe they waited. But if there was to be a T20 tournament now by country, Trinidad and Tobago would have an outstanding chance of winning it. By country. We're using all of the best T20 players. Trinidad and Tobago, if they play, Trinidad and Tobago come like, I'm not boasting, come like the dream team in the USA basketball.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
if you put them together, they should win easily.
Yeah, but you remember champion of champion?
Right. They're supposed to win easily.
Yes.
Now, Cricket West Indies is delaying the announcement of when this tournament will take place. The longer they delay it, they're hoping obviously Bravo will be out by then, or Pollard will be out in the next 2 to 3 years, because they will retire, obviously.
Yes,
And then
yes,
there will be a more equal distribution of a chance for somebody else.
Yes.
But it does suggest that that's the only thing and I've raised it with Mr. Basbat, and I just don't understand why he doesn't raise it. That needs to be made public immediately. We can't wait until 2027 for that tournament, because the qualification normally has to take place a year in advance.
So Andre, there's a country named England, there's a country named Scotland and Ireland, but there's also a country named Great Britain.
Right, so Great Britain themselves are in a difficult situation. They will have to do something internally as well, because Great Britain, notice in the Olympics,
Yes.
there was Great Britain.
Yes.
So they have to decide whether they will put everybody together and come as Great Britain.
Yes.
And that's what they will have to do.
But that one easier than ours.
That one is easier than ours. They already can come together.
Yes.
We don't have that. So I'm trying to explain that to people to understand. It's not going to be England you're playing against, or Scotland. It's going to be Great Britain.
Yes.
So they're going to be strong. They're
Very
going to take
strong.
the best players from every. They have the reverse of us.
Yes.
So they are going to be extremely strong.
Yes.
So you have to understand that.
Yeah.
And T20 cricket is not football, where you don't need men to have played together to come and play. Right? You could bring men from all over and put that together a team. So they're going to be real strong.
Yes.
Right? So they're going to be strong. Australia going to be strong. New Zealand going to be strong. South Africa going to be strong. So because they all have teams. And don't underestimate America is not going to be strong, because they're going to be playing in America.
But we just saw what happened.
Right. So they're continuing to play for the next 4 years. They're going to get stronger. That's the truth.
So Andre, is there any way, I know what you're going to tell me, is there any way that there could be some agreement with the IOC that because of our composition and because of the nature of the sport and how it's done in the Caribbean, how it's governed in the Caribbean, that this one area here, the Caribbean or the West Indies can be represented.
No.
Could they fight a case like that?
No, you can't, because under what name? Under the West Indies? Then who gets the who? The West Indies is not part of the Olympics. In other words, the individual territories are part of the Olympics team, so they can't.
It's like the World Cup.
It's like the World Cup. That's why there is no West Indies. What you could ask for is maybe not one team, but maybe two teams come from the area. That is all of that is about negotiation.
That's a blind, yes, you
It's
can do
about
that.
negotiation.
Yes.
So those are things to think about. But of course, nobody is talking about it except us. Well, except me. But I mean, at the end of the day, because we are last minute people. That's how we are in the Caribbean. We are a bunch of last minute people. We worry about elections, and we worry about the election next year, and who go be the next president of West Indies, who go be next vice president. That's what we worried about. But there's a bigger picture. There's a chance for the region. I'm not saying that because I think Trinidad and Tobago, but I think we'll have a good chance at Trinidad and Tobago. If this was, for instance, if it was 2024 and we had a chance, Trinidad and Tobago is definitely going to get a medal, because you feel that the Trinidad and Tobago team was run really, really good, because surely, you never know, Sunil Ryan and these guys would have played because they played for Trinidad and Tobago. As we have seen, he has played for Trinidad and Tobago. Yep. He's not going to play for the West Indies.
We're coming up against the might of Great Britain, the might of Australia. Eh?
Yeah, I know, but you still have to get a medal, because the top three get a medal at the end of the day. It's going to be interesting, but certainly a better chance than in Test cricket. We'll have a chance in T20 cricket. Well, you don't know, but we'll have a chance. That's the point at the end of the day.
And one of the things that they can do, if they're listening to me, there was a country named Germany, and they had a wall.
Yes.
They had a east,
West Germany,
and they had a west. Yeah. Well, they could have a north, and they could have a south, because we don't in the south. They could have a north and a southwest.
But remember that you asked them to change.
I'm begging them. I'm asking them nothing.
And they won't change for one event. There's one event. Remember, it's only cricket that's going to change. You can't have North Trinidad and Tobago is there, Barbados is there, all represented individually. They can't just change for one event out of the 50 Olympic events. That makes no sense. So they won't do it. The point is, there's no need to do that. Just do the right thing, put the tournament on, and play.
But you're saying they can't put a tournament on because CPL and
according to the, so they have to negotiate that. They have to negotiate that. Some way they have to find a way. So it should be something quite interesting to look at. So let's see what happens in terms of that. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Fun Friday, people. Fun Friday. We take a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Long time we haven't had a Fun Friday here on WESN. Arthur Hutton is waiting on it, so too Lester Casimir, and so too me. This is a Fun Friday done by Neil. Neil would have selected most of these things, so let's have a look. Let's see what Neil has come up with the help of Josh. And I don't know if it's Ryan who is helping in the back, or even Neil or Rodney. Let's go. Ado, biggest disappointment for you from a Trinidad and Tobago perspective at these games in terms of what you saw that you felt could have changed? Biggest disappointment? I mean, what would be the biggest disappointment?
The relays, in particular that women's relay. And I know it's a team of young athletes, but when I coached that team to a World Championship win in World Championship bronze in 2015, I thought that was the beginning. I thought we had set them on the path. So to see that team now kind of running high school times, it bothers me because I remember saying, we can be better than this. Excuse you.
Curry, jab, triple, Curry, step back, pump, Curry, kick, Curry, again. Whoa, my goodness! Curry, dancing on Batum, over the double team. It's a golden dagger!
فنان ما شاء الله. موجود، ابي اشوف شغله النوري. فنان ما شاء الله تبارك الله، مبدع في المساج. اقول لك الخبره له دور، له دور. هذا مساج الوجه، ذا تخصص مساج وجه النوري.
شوي
خلك راخي يا النوري، خلك راخي، خلك مرخي عضلاتك، خلك مرخي. ايش فيك؟ هذا المساج ايش فيك يا النوري؟ ما تبي مساج؟ علي شوي علي، شوي
حبيبي شوي
يزبطك يزبطك يا النوري، يزبطك. توصي فيك ده فنان 25 سنة. ما تبي مساج يا نوري؟ اصبر ما تبي مساج؟
خلاص
خلك رايق يا نوري، خلك رايق ايه.
You know who that is? Kevin Hart? Yeah. It's the end that makes me laugh. He's so dumb.
This week in the Premier League, it's back, and I know you missed these. Fourth season in a row for me, so I promise I'ma make them bigger, better each week. It's Stamford Bridge, City 1-2-0. Kovacic scored, didn't celebrate still. Pep didn't do Maresca no favour. Haaland wasn't scared of Google AI. Ipswich looked good, welcome back, but they lacked in attack. Liverpool didn't slack. 2-0 to start Arnie Slot's new era. Get the song sheet out, wanna hear your Arsenal 2-0 win v Wolves. Can they do it this year? Do they have the balls? Ten Hag just escaped a big backlash. Xerxes scored late, Fulham dropped their walls. Tottenham play Leicester Monday night. I can already predict a win for the Whites. Ange wins every second season he's in charge, so a title coming to the lane just might happen. Palace, what happened? Eze with a peach free kick, Beth lacking. Pepper scored immediately when attacking. Palace lost 2-1, I wouldn't be having. Everton welcome Brighton to Goodison. 3-0 Seagulls over what could have been. Fast-paced game, back and forth, proper Premier League. That's goals, red cards, VAR, it's a dream. West Ham won the transfer window, but they couldn't win a home Villa dub 2-1. Newcastle down to 10 men early, but a Joe Linton goal meant the Magpies won. Bournemouth won, Forest 1 point shared. 37 weeks to go, I'm not scared. Who's gonna win this season? Tell me, comment your prediction and just leave it there while I sing. Prem is back again, and Forms is back. Tell a friend, let's go!
We did a rope climb contest. I'm like, I'm finna whoop you.
Ready, set, go!
Bro, I look over her legs are straight out like at 90. She's just like this. Ease, no ways of moving. And I'm like, I made it like halfway up, bro. And then I'm like, nah.
You know what, Marla? My mama don't like you, and she likes everyone.
Well, now, if your mama had been a little more selective, you might know who your daddy is.
So when wifey come out, them bush to the bone, them no worry about man, cause them off with them out. Me if they come out, and I go like she a kiss me, next she in and she give up.
Woman, things are going, you are gold, me not tell no lie. You full of man control, sexy body girl. Things are going, you are gold, son of paper, ball it up, paper and ball, babe.
Things are going to your baby.
Man, I get physical, me your body ready.
Big things are going to your honey.
You living in style, girl, you know out the money.
Y'all me know say, no man a look you but me no in a the race. So as a matter what you do must have to get laced. Coulda run till you run right out of the place. You know they still out the night, me take you away without chase. No.
I never feel you in my arms again.
Big up the girl, cause she please me.
If I never feel you tender kiss again.
Body and shape, she a body.
Sing some girl full of big speed and a bucket give way. I'm a nasta butter them a straight. Woman, for you know your bucket is strong. Inna the ear, push up on her hand and sing along.
Catch a girl yard, so she come a chat and I go like say yeah, she a put food in her pot. And no
touch a girl, pitch and tell her to come touch and me too. Rush with the coffee and mash the thermos. Oh, girl, girl, make you worry. Nobody can make you break. No, now when you have been a nice young girl, that no people won't get come again. No.
Excess amount of loving, excess amount of care. Mom, if I be just starting.
Jimmy, I'm focused right
You're
now.
focused.
My life is better. Things are a little clearer. No. Married people, you married, they say, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, they say that.
Yeah, you look like happy hostages.
Yeah, and Lester not laughing at that one though. He said happy life, happy wife, but he said it's happy hostages. All right, so that's what 50 cents they're talking. Lester, don't get upset. That was just a joke he was making, obviously, at the time.
No, I'm totally unimpressed with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Totally unimpressed.
Wow.
The man take 500,000 from Trump to appear in Trump inauguration. I can't understand that at all.
Money.
But I wish I had gotten the 500,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you would have said
If
you had appeared in Trump? What you would have said?
I would have gone. I would have taken the 500,000.
No, but what you would have said? Because you could rap.
Oh, I have nothing to say. He had nothing to say. He just turned up so that they could show him as a black man in all of these white tapestry with all of this. So I'm saying.
You would have taken 500,000?
Yeah.
For nothing?
Nothing, yeah, I do nothing, just turn up.
Gentlemen, as we go, West Indies cricket, where do we go from here?
I would like us to get a brand name coach. I would like us to get our guys to come back and play. And you could hear it in my voice. I'm totally disappointed. We are 5.5 million people in the Caribbean. We have the second least amount of people. New Zealand, 4.4 million. But they have systems, and they keep tuning over players, player after player. We don't seem to ever find a system. We don't have no purpose to players. And when we do find people, they come with baggages. We just had Dave Cameron. He messed up things for a long, long while. I'm not seeing the improvement that I expect, Andrew. I'm not seeing it.
Hatter, final word for you.
Yeah, Andre, as fast as possible, I'll say it again. All players should be given a chance to play all formats. We are too small a nation to be, this one is a red ball player, he's a white ball player, and that kind of nonsense. Cricket is cricket, follow India pattern. Everybody would learn the game, everybody know how to adjust batting, bowling, everything. Also too, Andre, in these teams that they're picking, people like Bishop and Ganga, and others, I'm really shocked at the kind of comments they give. They don't say nothing wrong. They don't say nothing wrong what is going on, what we need to do. They just commentate, and it's like it's nothing. Like it's eat a food by everybody. They don't really hit the truth like how we come here sometimes, analyze the game, talk about the game, criticize, and make suggestions.
But would it be right for them on the air to do that? Shouldn't
I think so.
Maybe they should do it at a
They
separate
have
forum.
They have skills.
A separate forum.
Because some time ago, I called and said that we have the expertise of Bishop and why West Indies don't use it. I say, well, okay, we had the expertise of Pollard and Bravo. Pollard went to England in the World Cup. Bravo went with Afghanistan, and so we weren't interested in them. We just have the people to pick, and this fronting had to stop. This had to stop. I still want heads to rule, following this World Cup, but nothing as yet. We're supposed to get a report, nothing as yet. We had a symposium in the Hyatt, nothing as yet. It's a game. We're not serious.
The two best commentators we have ever had. One is ball by ball, that's Tony Cozier. Dave Cameron, lick him up. The other one is Color, which was Michael Holden. Dave Cameron, lick him up. Lick him up to the extent that he had no shame. One of them, Michael Holden, went to the same college with him, from the same country with him, and he went to the Indian people and demanded that Holden come off the air, that they don't give him a contract. And at the end of the day, they called Holden, told Holden, and they give him the contract. Many, many years ago, I was in another place, and I talk about Bishop. Actually, when Sammy was the captain of the West Indies team, and Sammy wasn't performing, he wasn't doing anything. But then the people who were in charge of West Indies cricket were from Windward Islands, and I went on radio, television, and I said I expected better from Bishop. And then subsequent to that, I saw Bishop. After that situation had ended, I saw Bishop when he was giving commentary, basically what was going on, and he was talking, to my mind, the truth. I call him. We were doing commentary, but in 2 different booths in the Oval, and I talked to him. I said, you know, I've noticed X, Y, and Z that you have adjusted, and you are now saying what needs to be said. But I have to always remember, Andre, Bishop has decided that this is his livelihood. Apparently, Ganga does not need this as a livelihood. So these guys, they are batting in their crease. Again, who is in charge of West Indies cricket? Same island, same part. What call the islands, me?
Windward Islands.
Windward Islands. Right. So while they are, I have to say this as well. When Ganga started, Ganga was bad. Then he became good. Now Ganga is extremely good as a commentator. Over time, he became very good. You're not going to sacrifice because you want to tell the truth, and we come here and we talk the truth. And Andre, the check that you've given me, that is finished in 2 minutes. In fact, if the truth be told, I ain't getting no check. We do that and we make that sacrifice because this is not our livelihood. You work in an insurance company, I work in an insurance company. But these guys, this is what they have decided to have as their livelihood. Bishop is everywhere in the world, you know. He makes me so proud to know that this Trinidadian is the #1 commentator or sports or cricket. In this world, he's #1. In India, Bishop is considered the #1. And India controls the whole of cricket. They bring him down to Australia. He's in New Zealand. He's everywhere. And so that makes me proud. Is it that he has to jump on somebody back? And I'm
agreeing with you because I don't think that is the right forum at the time. Because I want to say I've interviewed Ian Bishop, and when I asked him the questions, he answered them.
Yes.
So I want to be fair to him and say that the right forum is not necessarily when he's commentating.
Let me just jump in here. What I like about Bishop as well is that he's not telling you what's going on there. He works with facts. When everybody going to a party or they're going to a line where they're going to do everything.
Well, he doesn't do that.
He is in his room. He is in his house and he's
working. Last word
quickly. In addition to the Bishop and Ganga, as I said, they know we would lose against South Africa and England. They know that. But they won't come out and say that. Also, to Haynes knew that when you were speaking.
But they're not Lobsam Rampa.
Kohli knew that, right? The coach Kohli, he knew that too as well. Darren Sammy, all them know that. Even some of the players as well, they know they're going to lose. But everybody on games.
All right.
You got to stop that.
All right. Much thanks to Arthur Hutton. Much thanks to Lester Casimir. Where there's a will, there's a way, some say. And I want to thank Neil, the hardworking Neil. I want to thank Rodney. I want to thank Josh. I want to thank Keaton, Sean Michael Small. He's not here right now. Of course, Ryan Gomez-Burke, he's away on holidays, and we're glad that he's on holidays. We hope he returns refreshed and re-energized so he can deal with everything that is happening around him. Mael, who's normally here with us, and of course Josh and Rodney, who doubled up as well, and Neil, who doubled up. This has been WESN Content Capital, Face of Sports. Goodbye.